Hey, good morning on this Tuesday, February 7th. It is. Thank you for coming back. If you joined my video from yesterday, Monday, we discussed the recent letter that came from NovaTech on Sunday that mentioned them having to suspend the payouts from the trading accounts, not your weekly ROI bonus account, but the trading account. So I told you that if we were going to receive any new information from Monday night's Zoom, I was going to come back at you with that. So stick around throughout this video. I'll be discussing the information that came from the directors, ambassadors, with a connection right to Cynthia NovaTech admins themselves. It's some great news, some fascinating news, so stick around. But it's been a wild 48 hours, and it kind of made me think back about the last 6 months. Now, my involvement has been pretty close to 6 months, but kind of, following it, learning about NovaTech prior to me becoming a member. It gave me the opportunity to get a feel for, what NovaTech is. And in the last 6 months, a lot has happened that ultimately led to NovaTech having to make the decision about suspending the payout so they could get their house back in order. But let's take a moment here and let's just look at what's happened over the last 6 months that very well has affected where we are at with NovaTech right now. FTX. We had the FTX crash and all the scandal that came out of that and the ripple effect that it caused to crypto across the market and to other financial institutions and investment platforms and companies. Then we had the letter that came out of California. Now, this letter out of California was not one that said, you are doing something wrong, you are doing something illegal. No. In fact, it did not even give any orders to stop business as far as supporting their existing customers. California is its own animal and always has been for years. They want their hand in everything. A lot believe that California submitted or drafted this document for NovaTech because they didn't have their hands in the pie. And if you really go into California's website where this letter resides, you'll see that there's a lot of other similar documents all have to do with crypto-based platforms as NovaTech is. So we're not the only one. California residents who are currently involved in NovaTech can continue, but NovaTech made the decision, no new customers from California. Then we had Canada. 4 areas of Canada. We have the Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Manitoba, I always stumble on that one, and Alberta. Now, out of those areas, the government, Canadian government, did say have to cut off all business. So that led to NovaTech making the decision to give all the money, their initial investment, and any monies that were earned off that back to those Canadian customers. What other company could do that? NovaTech has done that, is in the process of doing that. Have they been able to fund back the money to all the customers yet? No. I've heard numbers tossed around anywhere from 30 to 50 plus thousand of people. I don't know what the exact number is, but they're working to fund that money back. Then we have the normal year-end withdrawals. People who have bank accounts, they go to their bank and they get money out for Christmas shopping, for planned holiday trips to families. So year-end withdrawals are just normal business in finance. So now NovaTech had to deal with that on top of everything else. Coin payment, the financial platform that NovaTech has used for quite some time. Back in the middle of the year, June or July, somewhere's in there, a coin payment, which is out of Canada, released information that they're no longer doing business with United States. So now, on top of everything else that's going on, NovaTech has to now drop coin payment, and they brought back Quickie Pay, and then they had some issues, and the platform crashed, and they're working on that on top of everything else that's going on. So let's look at all of what I just outlined, 6 points there that has happened within 6 months, probably within 3 months. It's huge. NovaTech is not this huge corporation with hundreds and hundreds of employees. They're overwhelmed. I heard one member just the other day say, in my opinion, a lot of this was brought on by us. And I had to think about that, and some of it does kind of make sense. Okay, now Canadian members, no, you didn't have any choice. You know, you had to have your money withdrawn. They're transferring it all from the trading account over to the bonus account and then paying out. But now you have everyone else in the United States and around the world and other countries who are freaking out, who are thinking that, okay, everything else is crashing, NovaTech's going away. They go and they get their money out. Some people are testing it. Okay, I still got my money out. I'll put it back in now. And it's unnecessary. I have money in there. I have close family friends that have money in there. There's no need for us to test it out. There's no need for us to freak out and more so overwhelm them on withdrawals. What would happen if my bank that I go to, all of a sudden, let's just say 5,000 people in a very short period of time went and just started withdrawing all of our money out of our banks? What would happen if people at your bank would go out and just start withdrawing all the money out of the bank? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? People were doing this out of fear. We have got to stop letting outside negative information affect us. And that's one of the things that was discussed last night on the Zoom, is this exact principle here is fear. People were just freaking out and just going and pulling their money out when it's completely unnecessary. Where is that coming from? Social media, YouTube. Yesterday, and I don't want to beat this dead horse, but yesterday I talked about how there's so many people out there producing YouTube videos that are not even involved in NovaTech. They're fabricating information. They're taking something that was said and they're twisting it around. Hey, the media's been doing it for years, decades. Twist it around. Make it look interesting, intriguing, and it sucks people in. That's what's happening. And a lot of times these other people on these platforms have their own investment opportunities, platforms, referral systems that they want to pull people from NovaTech and then direct them into theirs. When they make money off from YouTube too. I don't make any money off from my videos. I'm not popular enough. Hey, maybe someday. But I just do it because I want to share information out there with you. A lot of you are not plugged into your upline. It's very important that we get plugged into our upline. And a little bit later in this video here, it's going to become very clear why that is important. We're talking about, the fear and how it affects us. And I touched on it yesterday. But I was talking to a young lady just the other day who's a member of NovaTech, and because I just kind of watching different YouTube videos, and I started watching one or two. And it just started to fester, it started to eat at me, what was said. And it started to kind of create some doubt. And it just kept going through my mind over and over and over. And I had to realize there's no truth in that. It's fabricated. That person just wants to create fear in me, so I steer away from NovaTech and go to that person's platform and become involved. Now that person benefits. So this young lady says, I says, no more. I cannot watch those. And that's why yesterday I said, whenever you click on those videos and you watch them, YouTube algorithm is going to start pumping more to you. Make up your own mind. It's your own decision. I stopped watching them. So NovaTech's been overwhelmed. They need time to get caught up. 60 days, suspension of payouts on trading accounts only. We need to just let our money sit there. You can't even put in any new request. If you could, it's not even going to be accepted. We need to give them space to get caught up. That's only right. We need to back off, Stop feeding into fear. Let them get caught up, and we'll go from there. When we talk about fear and freaking out and everything that's going on, if you're the kind of person that's losing sleep, that's freaking out over this, you have doubt, maybe this is not the platform for you. And I'm sorry to say that. I hate to say that. I went into it with a small amount of money that if I lost it, it's not the end of the world. I could open up a stock. I could buy a stock today. Tomorrow the company could go bankrupt and I've lost all my money. We have to only invest and put in money that if something happened adverse and we lost it, it's not the end of the world. So let's not feed into fear. Let's not get all worked up. Let's give them the 60 days and work things out. And let's get this company back up and running healthy again. So last night during the Zoom call with some leaders well up on my upline, they talked about what is happening to remedy the problem in Canada, taking care of U.S. customers as well as customers around the world for those of you who are watching this video in other countries, other parts of the world. First and foremost, information coming from Cynthia is they're not going away. They are putting plans in place to better deal with these payout issues. And I've received some emails, some correspondence. I've seen some comments and comment boxes on some of my videos. And I could tell some are from Canadian customers saying, I'm not getting my money. I can't even get back into my account. Now listen to me. There is a new spreadsheet process that is being put in place. You need to go to your upline if you are from these 4 regions of Canada where NovaTech has had to stop doing business. If you have not received your money, you cannot get into your account, you need to contact your upline because there's very specific instructions on what you need to do. There is a very specific email where information needs to be sent. You will then be added to that spreadsheet. That spreadsheet will then be given from the directors and ambassadors straight up to NovaTech, where they will process that. And then that information would get trickled back down and you would be notified. Once you do that, you need to keep an eye on your email and let them know, let your upline know, okay, my account was remedied, it's opened back up, I can process stuff that I need to. So you need to follow some very specific steps and keep an eye on your email, but you need to go to your upline. Your upline needs to stay plugged into Zooms such as I was involved in last night. There's a lot of pertinent information that is very necessary for dealing with these issues. Talking further about the restricted areas in Canada, if your money has not been moved from your trading account to your bonus account, where you will then cash it out, then you need to leave it alone. It's okay. What was mentioned is that British Columbia area, the money has been transferred over. It appears that Alberta area, it has not been transferred over. I'm looking at my notes because I want to get this right for you. So if you're in an area where you cannot participate anymore and you're still seeing your money sitting in your trading account, that's okay. It's going to continue to earn a weekly ROI until it's moved over to your bonus account. And then that's where you will cash it out. Don't do anything until that happens. And your upline should have this information for you. For anyone else that has experienced any problems during this suspension period, as far as maybe you freaked out, call it like it is, you panicked, you tried to pull all your money out, now your account's closed down because there wasn't anything left in there to keep it open and you can't access it, and now it's not getting paid out. There's very specific instructions and a very specific email address that's different from the spreadsheet one. Your upline is supposed to have this information for you. You will need to send very specific information, such as a picture of your ID, along with a piece of paper, such as your ID, piece of paper that says NovaTech and the date. You take a picture of those by your face. You attach that to an email that gets sent in with your username and a short description. Again, your upline is supposed to have this. If that direct person does not, ask who's above them and then go to that person. Please don't bombard me with this. I am not your upline. I'm just delivering this information, letting you know that NovaTech is taking this serious and they're putting a process in place to deal with these issues. What other company that doesn't care about their customers would do this? I mean, NovaTech cares about us, the customers. They're taking the time to do this. The ambassadors and the directors are taking time to participate in this and help the customers out. So it's very important that we follow this. It's very important that we have patience. I have complete faith that in April, things will get back to normal. But again, do I know the petty odds? Do I know the inner workings behind the scenes? No. Do I know the owners of my bank? Do I know the behind the scenes working of my bank or any other investments that I have? No, I don't. I have faith that they are managing my money properly. And the same applies for me to NovaTech. And I ask that of you. I want to encourage you, stick around. As more updates come out, I want to share them with you. Please let me know that this is benefiting. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's stick together as a NovaTech family, and we're going to get through these times together. Have yourself a great day, and bless you all. Talk to you soon.